Prince Harry has been told we all have to put up with this old boy, and him pointing out, no, none of you put up with what I put up with. None of you put up with what Meghan is being exposed to. You might read the odd snobbish article about Kate Middleton's mum having been an air hostess, so that when they turned up at posh parties, her and her sister would be greeted with the hilarious patrician gag, doors to manual, the Middleton girls are here. That was the gag in their day. So if Prince Harry has been told by his brother or anybody else that we all put up with this, that's just not true, is it? But you can see how they might think it is. Prince Andrew, presumably, if he's still allowed into family gatherings, would point out that his family came in for all sorts of abuse. At which point Prince Harry would say, listen, uncle, I'm not tooling around the country on mysteriously funded business missions, and my wife is not being photographed sucking the toes of a Texan financial advisor in her holiday retreat. So it's not the same. The only person arguably, who has been exposed to similar levels of vitriol and abuse for Harry's wife is Harry's mum. Harry's dead mum. Harry's late mum. Harry's mum, who died while being pursued at high speed through a tunnel in Paris in a car driven by a drunk. That's the only person I can think of.
Hello, and thank you for joining us today. I want to extend a very warm welcome to everyone here, whether you're joining us for the first time or you've been part of this journey for a while. Today we come together as a truly global community, one that values compassion, truth, and the courage to challenge the status quo even when it's difficult. You are here because you look beyond the surface, beyond the noise and the headlines, and choose empathy over judgment. You recognize the importance of understanding, of listening, and of standing up for what's right. Supporting Harry and Meghan is about more than just two individuals. It's about standing for authenticity, love, and integrity in a world that often rewards conformity and discourages those who dare to be different. It's about believing in the power of kindness and the importance of staying true to oneself, even in the face of adversity. Your strength and resilience, especially when faced with relentless negativity and criticism, is a testament to the power of community. Together, we show that when people unite around shared values, they can truly be a force for good and inspire positive change in the world. Today, we'll look past the headlines, the rumours, and the endless gossip to try and understand the real forces at play. We'll dig deeper, question what we're told, and seek out the truth behind the spectacle. Because this isn't just a family drama, it's a story about power, about the influence of the media, and about the fear of change that can grip even the most established institutions. We'll explore why Harry and Meghan's journey has sparked such intense reactions and what their story reveals about our society, our values, and our hopes for the future. So let's approach this conversation with open minds and open hearts, ready to listen, to learn, and to seek the human story behind the spectacle. Let's remember that every story is more than what we see on the surface. Thank you for being here, for your curiosity, and for believing in a future where kindness, truth, and understanding prevail. Together, let's begin this journey. To understand what Harry and Meghan have endured, we must recognise the scale and nature of the hostility they've faced. The media frenzy surrounding them was unlike anything seen before. This wasn't ordinary celebrity gossip. It was a campaign of hate, deeply personal and often nonsensical. The tabloids went beyond mere reporting, diving into character assassination. Meghan was attacked for being too modern, then too traditional, for working too hard, then not enough. Every aspect of her life was scrutinised and twisted. The goal wasn't truth, but to create a villain. The narrative was crafted to paint her in the worst possible light. The barrage of negativity, filled with coded language and outright lies, created extreme psychological pressure. It was relentless and unyielding. The escalation was undeniable when Meghan, a biracial American woman, joined the royal family. Her presence challenged long-standing norms. Her independence and success were seen as threats, not assets. She was a symbol of change, and that made her a target. The hate campaign was about what she represented: change and progress. It was a backlash against the new and the different. This was a coordinated attack by powerful media corporations against two individuals who were told to stay silent. The media's power was overwhelming. On one side, a vast tabloid machine, a relentless force with vast resources. On the other, a couple unable to defend themselves. They were isolated and outnumbered. Understanding this imbalance is crucial to grasping their impossible situation. The odds were stacked against them from the start. This was never a fair fight. It was a battle they were destined to lose, not because of their actions, but because of the overwhelming forces against them. Prince Harry was told to put up with it, that this was the price of royalty. But this argument ignores the abnormal, racially charged abuse he and Meghan faced. Comparing their experience to other royals is like comparing a rain shower to a hurricane. Harry wasn't just enduring attacks on himself. He was expected to stay silent as his wife and child were targeted. His refusal to accept this was an act of strength, not weakness. He chose his family over complicity. To find a parallel, we look to Diana, Princess of Wales, Harry's mother. Like Meghan, Diana was beloved and targeted when she asserted her identity. The press turned on her, dissecting her every move and profiting from her pain. Harry witnessed this as a child and knows the tragic outcome. When he saw history repeating with Meghan, he refused to stand by. His decision to leave was about protecting his family from the same fate. For Harry, this isn't about media freedom, it's about life and death. Never again, not on my watch. Not on. Malcolm X once said, "The media's the most powerful entity on earth." This statement rings truer than ever in our modern world, where information is at our fingertips, yet so often manipulated before it reaches us. They control the minds of the masses, shaping not just what we know, but how we think and feel about the world around us. The British tabloids wielded this immense power to turn Harry and Meghan into villains, not by simply reporting facts or events as they happened, but by carefully crafting and controlling the narrative, deciding which stories to amplify and which voices to silence. Every action by Meghan was scrutinized, twisted, and reframed to fit a negative story, regardless of the truth behind it. This relentless coverage wasn't just about selling more papers or chasing higher ratings. It was about maintaining a certain social and political order, reinforcing the status quo. The so-called invisible contract between the press and the royal family ensures their mutual survival, with each side benefiting from the other's influence and reach. Meghan's refusal to play along, to conform to the expectations of this arrangement, threatened the delicate balance, so the media retaliated with even more intensity. We must ask ourselves, who truly benefits from these stories? Who gains when the public is distracted by scandal and spectacle? The media profits from drama, sensationalism, and division. It's a business model built on keeping us engaged, outraged, and divided. Meanwhile, the monarchy uses this media circus to deflect from its own issues, shielding itself from scrutiny. By controlling the narrative, they distract the public from real questions about the monarchy's relevance, its power, and its place in a changing society. Harry and Meghan became convenient scapegoats. Their personal struggles turned into public spectacle, so that no one would look deeper, no one would question the deeper issues at play within the institution itself. The real problem isn't Harry and Meghan. It's the system that allows such manipulation and distraction to flourish, unchecked and unchallenged. In a world saturated with information, we must be critical consumers, questioning what we're told and seeking the truth behind the headlines. Why the relentless attack? In a word, fear. The royal family's survival depends on public approval and the illusion of stability. Harry and Meghan's global popularity was seen as a threat, not an asset. Their success highlighted the monarchy's growing irrelevance. Instead of embracing them, the institution tried to cut them down. The media, too, feared losing control as Harry and Meghan sought a new, more inclusive relationship with the press. By breaking away, the couple threatened the tabloids' business model. The result, a campaign to destroy their credibility before they could succeed independently. Fear, not principle, drove the attacks. The story of Harry and Meghan isn't really about them. It's about the insecurity of the monarchy and the media. These old institutions are terrified of losing their grip in a changing world. Harry and Meghan exposed this crisis. They didn't create it. The decision to alienate them was an act of panic, not strength. The real crisis is about relevance and purpose, not protocol. The media's smear campaigns were desperate attempts to maintain control as their influence waned. Harry and Meghan chose authenticity and freedom over gilded captivity. Their story teaches us that true power comes from living your truth, not from titles or headlines. When old systems refuse to change, the bravest act is to build something new. In choosing freedom, they revealed the weakness their critics tried to hide.